The MLB All-Star Game reserves were announced on Sunday evening, and as of now, the Mets will have one representative at the Midsummer Classic. However, two Mets were surprisingly not named to the squad. So let's talk about the choices with the host of the Subway to Shea podcast. My guy, Anthony Rivera, joins us now. Anthony, what's going on, man?
I'm doing well. The Mets did get snubbed here, so that is something to really look into right now. It's really crazy.
Yeah, it is. So let's start with this. First things first, let's talk about first baseman Pete Alonso. He is headed to his fourth career All-Star game. He's going to be the only Met representing the team. Now, Alonso, he's been having a bit of a down season. Career low 789 OPS through 88 games. Did Alonso deserve to make this All-Star team in 2024?
Look, I'm not going to take away anything from Pete Alonso, and I was very careful when I posted on Twitter today to not, downplay him making the All-Star game. But there were a couple of other players that deserved, that we're going to get into in this, that really deserve to get it. I don't know if Pete is right there. The stats show that it is, right? He leads the team in home runs. He's second in RBIs. But he has really not been a big integral part of this offense, to me at least, from the eye test. And you look at his WAR, he's 11th on the team in WAR, and the two people that should have made it are the top two players when it comes to WAR for this team.
Yeah, and that really speaks volumes. So we'll get more into WAR here because shortstop Francisco Lindor, shockingly, he didn't make the team. Lindor, he's been strong, hitting out of the leadoff spot, and he's got the fifth most wins above replacement in all of baseball, not the team, all of baseball. So should Lindor have made this All-Star team, and is there a chance that he could still make the squad as an injury replacement?
I think there is a chance that he can make this squad because of that injury replacement rule. And, you look at Francisco Lindor's stats this season, 246 batting average. He's got 15 home runs, 43 RBIs, 15 stolen bases, and a 756 OPS. But the big numbers to me for him is as soon as he became the leadoff hitter for the team, batting 294 on the season, has an 877 OPS. Those are big numbers. 11 walks as well, 8 homers, 23 RBIs. Just that alone, to me, seems like he deserves that spot. But I do understand the fact that him getting off to that horrific April start to the season may have impacted him getting into this All-Star game, but I still think he got snubbed either way.
All right, so you got Lindor snubbed as well, and I think the other player we've got to talk about here is Brandon Nimmo, because he's second among NL outfielders in WAR, and like Lindor, he's returned to form after a slow start to the season. Did you look at Nimmo not being named an All-Star as a snub as well?
Absolutely. These were the two players that I honed in on outside of maybe Luis Severino, who's had a couple starts that maybe take him out of that. But both Lindor and Brandon Nimmo lead the team when it comes to wins above replacement. You mentioned him being second among the outfielders. He's second among the team as well. And ever since moving to that number 2 hole, he's batting 338, 6 home runs, 20 RBIs, 11 walks, and a 1.120 OPS. He did get off to a tough start to the season, but not as much as Lindor did, and that's the reason why I thought that he should have gotten the jump start over Lindor when it comes to the All-Stars. But both, to me, absolutely deserve to be on this All-Star team. Definitely more than Pete, but like I said, I'm not going to take anything away from Pete Alonso and what he does for this team as well. But when you look at it, if you read between the lines and you see with your eyes what has happened during this season, definitely Francisco Lindor and definitely Brandon Nimmo should be on this All-Star game and on these All-Star teams.
We will see if either of those guys make the squad as injury replacements. And one last thing, Anthony, we do know that Pete Alonso will be competing in this year's Home Run Derby. Does that excite you? Yes or no? Or is it, you don't care?
He's done so many. This is the 5th time that he's done this already, and he's trying to go for his 3rd win. I tend to wonder if this is also a reason why he made the All-Star team. There's not that much, All-Star power when it comes to the Home Run Derby right now. And Pete Alonso has been a part of that for a couple of years now, for the this part of the half of the decade. So, I'm just not big on the All-Star game, in general. It's lost a lot of luster for me since I was a young kid, and I tend to take that time as a time to break away a little bit and take a break from the All-Star game.
Yeah, a little bit of a break away from the sport, but as of right now, Pete Alonso, the lone representative for the New York Mets at the 2024 All-Star Game. That is Anthony Rivera, the host of the Subway to Shea podcast. Check him out there. Anthony, thank you for taking the time to talk some baseball, some All-Star selection baseball with me. Appreciate you, man.
It's always a pleasure, Dexter. Thank you.